Breakfast of champions, breakfast of losers, but it's okay. We're traveling to Phoenix. Gonna go to Amfest.
Oh, here we go. I don't know if I want to do that.
This woman was literally committing a felony by impeding these guys. And when they try to get her out the car and then just put the car in drive and drove towards the guy, at that point, she forfeited her right to be looked at as a victim.
I mean, look, dude, arrest her. I get it. I'm not about,
she committed a felony, bro, and she was trying to run at them. So it's like, they're going to shoot. Like, again, I know you're saying, hey, I wouldn't have shot, but that doesn't matter, because what matters is, did the guy act reasonable based on the facts for him? Someone might shoot, others might not shoot, but use of force isn't always perfect. What it comes down to, was the use of force reasonable? And it's absolutely going to be considered reasonable, and he's going to be cleared. Like, we can have our disagreements here all day, but when we look at the law and we look at how we behaved, given all the facts and circumstances known to him, he's not going to go to jail for this. It was a lawful shoot, and that's all that matters.
I know there's a lot of people who disagree. Actually, we've got Dan coming up. I think he disagrees, but we appreciate Dan as well. He's been great in terms of his pushback against a lot of the Zionist and drama and this kind of separation between left and right. So we appreciate both of you guys. But Dan's come up. Dan, appreciate you coming on. How are you? And just Dan's coming. By the way, Dan's not also the big guest that's coming up. So we've got two big guests, two huge guests, but actually they're not the one. There's actually a third one coming.
Yeah, and I do have to get out of here because it's like 9:30 now, and we got to do. I got to do Fresh and Fit.
Appreciate it.
But no, man, no worries.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you, Dan. Appreciate you coming on. But thanks for coming on for Myron. Appreciate you.
Yeah. No
Wait,
worries,
Myron, where the fuck are you going?
I got to do Fresh and Fit, bro.
Motherfucker, I just came on and talked to you. Now you're leaving?
All right, what do you got to say? Go ahead.
I mean, I just want to discuss this thing. So basically, I mean, dude, look at it. I watch the videos, a lot of them. I feel like drawing your gun and firing multiple rounds eliminates some of your ability to get out of the situation and to get to safety. And I also think shooting a woman that's got her foot on the gas pedal of the car also, endangers other people. So my point is, by shooting the girl, I don't think that you alleviate any of the threat to you. And I think that you endanger other people potentially as well. So that was, my quick view of the situation.
Yeah, well, you two things can happen at the same time. He can try to get out the way while simultaneously shooting, right? Like that you can.
I mean, you can, but like to draw your gun and fire accurately, I mean, that does take, at least a half a second, right? And I think that you could. I mean, the car wasn't even barely moving, right? If the car's coming at him at 30 miles an hour, I get it, draw, shoot, whatever. But when the car is basically at a standstill, I mean, she puts it in reverse, then puts it in forward, turns the wheel, she's going, but like the car's not really moving. I mean, if I'm standing by a car and even if they hit the accelerator, I mean, it kind of like bumps me off, but it's very different than getting hit at 20 miles an hour or something like that. So my feeling is just, you can just jump out of the way. Like also not be in front of the car when you see, the car is rolling backwards.
You can back up or get out the way while simultaneously defending yourself. Like if someone comes at you with a knife, right? Someone comes at you with a knife, like you can back up as you're shooting them, right? Like you don't have to just run away. And I think another important thing as well that people need to understand when it comes to law enforcement is they don't have a duty to retreat. Like I've seen a lot of people say this thing about just get out the way and all this other stuff. Like law enforcement has absolutely zero obligation to retreat for a civilian. Like if a civilian was in this situation, it might be a bit different because Minnesota does have a duty to retreat law. So does New Jersey and a couple other states in America. But when it comes to law enforcement, and in order for them to be able to effectuate and do their job, they can absolutely stand their ground and use the force necessary to deal with the situation. So with her driving the car towards him, he can try to evade the car while simultaneously, because she's using deadly force with the vehicle, while simultaneously shooting at her. Both things can happen at the same time. And again, this is and it's very important that people know, right? When it comes to law enforcement, 2020 hindsight is not going to be utilized against them, right? There's people talking about she had the car turned all the way to the right, the steering wheel. It wasn't.
Listen, I get it. I get it. Split second decision. I'm not saying it was murder, whatever. I feel just went into the interaction angry and he wanted to shoot somebody. I feel like, I was a reserve cop for 4 years. I've been around. Like some of those guys just want to shoot people, like this guy been hit. Like
I don't age, bro. Like a lot of cops are not trying. Like, dude, there's a lot of civil liability. Open yourself up to criminal investigations. Like the worst thing you can do is get involved in a shooting, man. Like nobody.
I understand. I get it. But I'm just saying, if I'm a cop and I assess a situation, I see there's a fucking soccer mom in there with a dog, and and fucking fuzzy animals in the passenger seat. I don't know. To me, I'm not prepared to draw my gun and shoot at her. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. To me, it didn't seem like she was trying to kill him. It didn't seem like it was, a serious threat. I mean, I get it. Yeah, she tried to drive away, but if that was a traffic stop, I feel like it's very common for people to flee traffic stops. And somebody, I feel like, listen, I get that it's a split-second decision. I'm not saying it was like murder or whatever. I just don't feel like
that's when you're supposed to get shot fired.
Was going to make the situation any better by shooting her, right? Like now you have a car that's driving down the fucking road and, it hit a parked car, but it easily could have hit a person. It could have hit flown off into the intersection, killed somebody else. Also, he's firing 3 rounds. There's crowds. There's people around. Like he could potentially hit, other people in the crowd, hit the dog, hit a fellow officer. I mean, shit happens. Bullets ricochet. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. To me, I'm not just like knee-jerk reaction. The girl's leaving. I'd shoot her in the head 3 times. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is precisely why, like, you're kind of speaking from.
I wouldn't shoot the girl, man. I don't know. Then again, I'm not a cop, so I just don't see myself shooting her.
From a hindsight perspective of like all these other things that could have happened, right? So,
but he's taking all that into account when he's in the situation, right? Like anytime you're, a law enforcement officer, you understand the situation. Like you don't fire your gun into a crowd of people. So if you're surrounded by a bunch of people, you should be less likely to, draw your firearm.
That's an easy shot to do, man. If she was a few feet away from him, she's right in front of him. Like that's not going to be that hard of a shoot. Like anybody that understands.
No, but there's people and officers behind the car. I'm just saying,
of course, but these are rounds that typically aren't going to go through the individual. They use hollow points that stay in the body for that purpose. But they use the federal ammunition. But the point I'm trying to make is, bro, is like, again, we're speaking from a 2020 hindsight perspective. What he's going to be judged on, was there an imminent threat? Yes, you can articulate that a car is a deadly weapon. Proportionality, he used a gun versus a car, proportionate. And then, reasonableness. You can make the argument that this was absolutely a reasonable response to a vehicle coming at him. When you're in the academy, they teach you someone could close the distance on you in a knife very quickly. They teach you that a car is a deadly weapon. If somebody comes at you with a car, that's going to be serious bodily injury or death. So we can Monday morning quarterback it all day, but he's not going to be judged on what we're talking about. He's going to be judged on what were the facts known to him at the time. And the facts known to him at the time were they're doing an immigration enforcement operation. They told her multiple times to get out the way. She didn't comply. They try to get her out the vehicle. He draws his weapon. She still drives towards him. Whether the steering wheel will turn all the way to the right or not, he's not going to sit there and be like, oh, well, if I move 2 degrees over to the right, I might not get hit. No, he just didn't want to take any chances, and he shot at her while simultaneously moving out of the way to remove the threat. That's what they're trained for. And
well, I mean, he fired 2 rounds from the side.
But that's irrelevant. With the fact pattern that I just presented, most people are going to say that that's reasonable. And then you said, hey, he shot from the side. What they're taught to do is to shoot to stop the threat. If that means 1 shot or 10 shots, that's irrelevant. Stop the threat. But what I'm saying is the threat is not a threat once the car passes him, right? Like it's no longer a threat. You're speaking from a 2020 hindsight perspective. You know it's not a threat now after looking at everything, but you don't know.
But the car was, but Myron, the car wasn't moving. It's not like this car is barreling towards him at 50 miles an hour and there's a crowd of people, or there's some, threat behind him. It's like this car is at a standstill. She's leaving. I don't think her intention is trying to kill him. If I was in the situation as the officer, I wouldn't view this as like, oh, she's trying to kill me.
Right,
I mean, she was smiling as a soccer mom. Like, I don't know, she's a fucking idiot, obviously protesting, whatever. I'm sure he's annoyed by her. I'm sure they had to deal with tons of these, idiot blue hair liberals, whatever. But I just don't think that it warranted shooting her in the fucking head. That's my opinion. I understand your stance. I feel like letter of the law, can he rationalize it? Yeah. You could say a car is a deadly weapon, whatever, but the car wasn't fucking moving, dude. You know what I mean? I've been hit by cars going 2 miles an hour. It's like if you're standing by a car and they floor the gas, like it's not, you know what I mean? Like it's not a serious threat to me anyways. I can get out of the way of a car that's going from 0 to 3 miles an hour, relatively easily. I mean, this guy was able to get out of the way and fire shots. I mean, so I don't know. Like I said, I looked at it. My issue is more of just, I'm not against the fucking deportations. I'm obviously in favor of that. But I feel like this is an example of the government, shooting citizens. And I think you have to be careful, what you allow, because it sets a precedent. And, what if ICE decides to start deporting anti-Semites? What if they deem, anti-Semites a threat to national security and these fucking guys show up at your doorstep? You know, now they kill you because they thought you were a threat. I'm just saying, like, you're setting a certain precedent. And if they actually want to get rid of these fucking illegals, I feel like they do a lot better job doing it. To me, a lot of this feels performative. You know, we haven't seen like these mass deportations. I mean, they let fucking 10, 30 million illegals in. Like, we haven't even gotten rid of 1 million. It's been over a year. So I don't know. I mean, I'm obviously in favor of getting rid of all these fucking Somalians that are causing all this crime or whatever. But to me, this wasn't.
Do that if you got rambunctious, annoying people like her blocking them from doing their job. And that's like precisely the issue is like, you're not going to get the mass deportations if you got a bunch of liberals literally impeding ICE agents from doing their jobs. They're following them around. They're report where they're at when they're doing the raids. Like, this woman was literally committing a felony by impeding these guys. And when they tried to get her out the car and she refused and then just put the car in drive and drove towards the guy, at that point, she forfeited her right to be looked at as a victim. Like, if
look, dude, arrest her. I get it. I'm not about,
she committed a felony, bro, and she was trying to run at them. So it's like, they're going to shoot. Like, again, I know you're saying, hey, I wouldn't have shot, but that doesn't matter, because what matters is, did the guy act reasonable based on the facts for him? Someone might shoot, others might not shoot, but use of force isn't always perfect. What it comes down to, was the use of force reasonable? And it's absolutely going to be considered reasonable, and he's going to be cleared. Like, we can have our disagreements here all day, but the reality is, but when we look at the law and we look at how he behaved, given all the facts and circumstances known to him at the time, he's not going to go to jail for this. It was a lawful shoot, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like more matters to me as far as, did the guy actually was he actually in fear of his life? What was the actual intent? To me, I'm not like black and white. I mean, cops can shoot people. Sometimes it can be totally legal under the letter of the law, but there's, potentially ways they can de-escalate it.
Her intention is irrelevant. Like, all he can do, because since he can't read his mind and this is a rapidly evolving event, all he could do is say, I interpreted her actions as a danger to my safety. They gave her
but then why is he walking in front of the car?
He was recording the car at the time because to get the plate and all this other stuff.
Plate's in the back. They already had that.
But they're also he's getting her on video as well too. So he's getting everything documented. And then that's when the guy comes over and says, hey, get out the car. And then she backs up and she drives it towards him. And you can see he gets surprised. He's trying to move to the side and he gets hit in the process and he shoots her. But again, this is a rapidly evolving event that's happening quickly. Like, he's not going to look at the steering wheel like, oh, she had to turn this way, this many degrees. What it comes down to is, does he have a reasonable belief that he could get serious bodily injury or be killed? And the answer is going to be yes. A car coming at you, whether 5 miles per hour or not, you don't know that. So, and what her intention
he knows the car's at a standstill. He knows she put it in reverse.
Her intention is irrelevant. If you drive as someone after getting lawful commands given and you don't obey, it's a wrap. Like, you forfeited your ability to be treated in a certain way. Like, they're going to shoot.
I mean, fleeing the police is not, an executable offense. Being an obnoxious liberal is not executable. You know what I mean? Like,
but running your car into them as they're in front of you is.
I mean, yeah, I get, like, to me, she put it in reverse, turned the tires. If she wanted to hit him, she just would have floored it and gone right at him. Like the fact that she put it in reverse, if I'm standing there, it's like, if I see a girl put the car in reverse, it's like, okay, this car's moving. She might be, I'm just getting out of the way of the car. Like, she may be fleeing. Right. I'm not like, oh, my life is in danger. She's going to try and kill me. I'm getting out of the way of the car because I see the car, go into reverse. So now the car's, moving. Potentially she's reversing to, leave out of there, which she was. Like I said, man, listen, we can disagree on it. But to me, I think the more important piece of this is that, it's really dividing the country. And I feel like the greatest issue that we have right now is this control, and we're not going to fucking beat that by fighting each other. And this idea that it's the fucking Muslims are the problem, or it's the left is the fucking problem, or it's blacks or whatever. Like, people can be causing problems, but they can be not the root cause of a lot of these issues. And so to me, I feel like so much of this is a distraction of what's really going on. It's a distraction from the Epstein files. It's a distraction from our fucking, politicians that are clearly occupied and under the control of a foreign government. Like, those are my issues. It's not some fucking blue-haired idiots, protesting. It's not, some fucking idiots, that are upset about this, or people trying to say it's the Muslims. Like, I feel like we have one clear problem, and all this shit just seems to be a big fucking distraction away from that clear problem.
Well, yeah, I mean, look, they asked me about it and I gave my take on it. And I think, most lawyers would agree with me, especially from a self-defense perspective. The guy is going to be cleared. He didn't break the law. The woman fucked around and found out. It's unfortunate someone lost their life. life. But if we're going to go off of legal precedent and the law in general and use of force and law enforcement tactics, the guy pretty much went right by the book, man, and he's going to get cleared by this. Like, we can object to it morally, we can have our grievances, we can have our issues with it, but at the end of the day, he acted in a manner that was reasonable given the facts and circumstances known to him at the time that he shot. And that's what he's going to be judged on. He's not going to be judged on, hey, you could have moved out the way, or hey, this was a woman, this is fucked up. You know, she was only going this many miles per hour. None of that matters. Our opinions don't really matter here. He's going to be judged on is what was known to him at the time, and he's going to get cleared of this. Like, you know, this is a pretty, I'm actually surprised that so many people are like, you know, trying to, you know, argue this from a perspective of morality or 2020 hindsight, when in reality, this happens all the time. Where,
I mean, what about Randy Weaver? What about Randy Weaver? What about all the other instances where, you know, the government has basically just murdered its citizens and there was, you know, no recourse? What about, you know, I'm sure you're familiar with what happened in Waco. You know, I mean, I'm sure you're familiar with, you know, the Ruby Ridge incident. Like, there's been numerous times when 3-letter agencies have literally murdered U.S. citizens. And I think it's just like a scary precedent to set, especially when you recognize that this time the government does not have your fucking best interest in mind. So this whole thing of like, oh, well, let's just trust the government and it's legal, you know, as per the government.
I'm not saying to trust the government. I'm going off of just this incident alone, based on the facts and circumstances of this particular case, based on what was going on. This is a clean shoot.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is, to me, it's a bigger issue, right? Like, is this, you know, is this guy technically, you know, legal? Is it going to be cleared? Whatever. That to me isn't as important as kind of like the overarching issue of like, we should not be trusting our government. We should not be giving our government more power. We should not be allowing the government to fucking kill U.S. citizens, you know, under what, I mean, listen, if this was an illegal that was resisting, that's a completely different scenario. This is a female U.S. citizen, whether you like her or not, like our country, you know,
she
is
committed a felony. She literally committed a felony.
Oh, okay. People resist arrest all the time. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean you shoot them in the head. Like, people fucking flee the police.
It wasn't just the resisting arrest. It was her impeding them and their official duty. She had been there like blocking.
I mean, that's fine, but you don't kill people for that. Like, throw her in jail, make an example out of her. Fine, no problem.
That's what they tried to do, but she didn't comply. Like, that's, you know, see, like, bro, we got to put some onus on the individual here. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, they gave her lawful commands. She didn't listen. They warned her, and then they shot her. And this is why.
But I don't think that escalation is warranted. You know, I think like her fleeing does not warrant, you know, an execution. I think her trying to drive away doesn't warrant an execution, even if she bumped the guy. Like, I don't know. To me, I'm looking at the situation from the lens of an American citizen, and like, do I want my government to have this much power that they can just start, you know, killing fucking citizens just because they're allowed to by letter of the law? Because to me, I'm looking at that guy. I'm like, if I'm in that situation, I don't feel like she's trying to kill me. I don't feel like my life is in danger. I just don't. The car's fucking going 2 miles an hour.
That's you.
I mean, bro, the car's going 2 miles an hour.
But remember, Dan, that's you. That's not the guy. This is a very subjective situation where you might not feel that way, but he might have felt like his life was in danger.
Let me ask you this. If you're in that situation, do you feel like she's trying to, do you feel in fear of your life, or are you just going to sidestep?
Again, everybody is different, right? I told you. Like,
no, but I'm asking you, because you know, look, you were in law enforcement. I value your opinion. I trust you. I think you're, you know, pretty morally sound. So I'm just curious, if you're in his spot, do you fucking shoot her 3 times, or do you step out of the way and then pursue her and arrest her?
Well, again, I don't know all the facts and circumstances that led to him pulling out the gun and shooting, but I mean, given what I saw, he did act in a reasonable fashion. I think what he did was absolutely reasonable and proportionate to what he was dealing with. And I think bodily injury was, you can argue, was absolutely imminent. And he reacted the way that he did. Does it mean that it's the perfect decision? No. Does it mean, but it's definitely not the wrong decision that he made. I mean, he could have went about it in a different way. Use of force is never perfect. But given all the facts and circumstances, his response to what happened was absolutely reasonable.
I just feel like in that situation, shooting her does not eliminate the danger to you, and it doesn't eliminate danger to other people. I actually think it escalates it on both sides. I think it takes away your ability to get out of the situation, and I think it takes away, you know, others, you know, safety if she barrels through an intersection and hits another fucking car, or those bullets can go through the glass. You know, like, I mean, if they contact her, they still, you know, 9mm exit hollow point or not, you know, and he didn't hit her all 3 times. So, you know, one of those stray shots could have easily ricocheted off the glass and hit an officer, hit a bystander, whatever. So I just think he put himself in more danger, and I think he put people around him in more danger. And obviously the woman that he shot, you know, he put in grave danger. So to me,
yeah, but that's from a 2020 perspective. You know what I mean?
Well,
Again,
but when you're in the situation,
he's not going to be judged on that.
I mean, listen, when I was, you know, a cop, I mean, anytime I was in a situation, I mean, I'm like considering if you shoot, you don't shoot into a crowd, right? Like if somebody's running away, you know, or somebody's, you know, shooting at you and there's tons of fucking innocent people behind them, you might not take the shot. You know what I mean? Like those are things that you have to take into account as an officer. Is like, are you going to, you know, put other people in danger? If you got a, you know, an M4 and you're in full auto, you're not just going to like rip a fucking, you know, burst into a crowd, right? Even if there's a bad guy there. I'm just saying, like, I think you have to take into account your surroundings. It's a residential neighborhood, you know, I don't know. I mean, to me, those are factors I'm taking into account when I'm going into the interaction. You know, if his hand's on his gun, he's considering using it. When you're considering using your gun, you take that stuff into account. Like, to me, if I felt like there was any risk of her running me down, I wouldn't even be in front of the car. Like I'd be coming from the side. And, you know, that's one of the things they do teach you in training is to not stand in front of vehicles, especially, you know, if it's not in park or you think there's a chance that, you know, she could flee. So, you know, that's my perspective on it.
Well, yeah, like I said, he didn't expect that. You can see he's clearly surprised. He tries to get out the way. But that, again, you know, that's on her for doing that. Right? All law enforcement can really do is respond to the actions of the individuals. And if they put themselves in a situation where the officer can reasonably believe that their life is in danger, then they can use deadly force. And that's what ended up happening here. And that was a really bad decision by her to do that. That's why it's so important to, you know, if the cops give you commands, like deal with the legal bullshit in a courtroom. Don't sit there and resist and put yourself in a precarious situation and potentially get yourself hurt like she did. It just wasn't really smart what she did on her end. It was very stupid.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's arguing what she did was intelligent. It's just the question is, did he, you know, make himself safer? Did he make the other people around him safer by his actions? I would argue the opposite on both. So that's how I kind of look at it, is like, you know, does shooting her, you know, keep him any safer? I actually think that it doesn't, right?
But you're speaking from a 2020 hindsight perspective once again.
Well, I mean, just in general, if somebody
assess it, we can look at the footage. Like you're speaking from a 2020, which is like that's not that.
Well, no, I mean, my reaction would not be to draw my gun and shoot her. My reaction would be to get out of the way of the car. Like if I didn't feel like there was an imminent threat, if I didn't feel like she had a gun, I wouldn't even have my hand on my gun. Like it just wouldn't be.
And that's your decision to make, but that doesn't necessarily mean that his response, though different than yours, wasn't reasonable. And I think that's.
But what I'm saying is shooting somebody that's, you know, potentially going to run you over doesn't save you.
That's irrelevant. What's relevant is it reasonable and was it proportionate? And the answer is yes. Like just because you don't agree with it and you wouldn't have done that, that's totally fair and valid. However, that does not disqualify the fact that the way that he acted was absolutely reasonable according to the law. You don't have to like it or agree with it, but it was reasonable.
Well, yeah, I'm not arguing the lawfulness of it, right? Because you can argue the car is a deadly weapon.
I'm not going off of morality, anything. I'm strictly going off of lawfulness. Like, did he behave in a reasonable manner given what was occurring at that time and place and that short brief of time? And the answer is yes, and that's what matters. You know, we can say, hey, just move out the way. You couldn't have done this. You could have done it another way. Use of force is never perfect, but was it reasonable? The answer is yes, and that's what the courts are going to judge him on, and that's all that matters, honestly. None of our opinions matter. What matters is was it reasonable? And I think that's what the law worries about. And that's the only position I'm arguing from. Like I'm arguing what he did was reasonable. But I do got to go, guys. It was good discussion. It's always good to hear other perspectives. I see your perspective, Dan, for sure. But yeah, I think from a lawful perspective, I think it was reasonable. But yeah, cool. I'll talk to you guys because I really do got to run here.
Fair enough, man. It was good chat with you, brother.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. It always is. I hope people enjoyed the conversation.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Thanks for giving us your expertise as well. Really do value it all the time.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you. I'll see you guys.
Check it out. She wants to get crushed.
Amazing. Let me just go ahead and
How
see
you
that right now.
doing? Hi, Yella. Damn, this shit is laggy. Laggy.
Amazing. Let me just go ahead and see that right now.
How with this shit? I'm running this, and I can see the hurdles. I'm feeling like I'm racing a bunch of nigga turtles. The fuck are they calling timeout for?
Amazing. Let me just go ahead and see that right now.
Every time I go on a fucking full screen, it wants to do this dumbass shit.
Here you go, here you go, here you go. I know it's a little hot, but you just gotta just work with me. You know what I'm saying? Boss Queen, what's going on, Boss Queen? Appreciate that. Ooh, wee. How you doing?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great.
You feeling good? You feeling great? Chat, y'all can hear? The mic is good. Chat, everything good?
What's up?
You look good. Yeah, you know that. 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 So like, though, I ain't gonna lie. Like, you gotta introduce yourself. Wait, this your first time being on stream?
This is my first.
This is her first time on stream. Chat, can y'all please give her a warm welcome real quick? What's your name?
Naomi.
Naomi,
but you guys can call me Nye.
Nye, N-Y. Can y'all please say W, Nye? This is our first time on stream. You know how we do it over here in Gotham? Everybody's welcome. Everybody welcome, man. I ain't see, hold on, wait. You see how the nigga said, like, nah, we love you?
Oh,
like,
you
it
guys
ain't
know
even,
me?
no way. Like, it ain't even been like, hold on, wait. Hey, time him out, bro. Hey, Mei-Ling, time him out. Who just said that? Hold on, wait. Fuck that, bro. Who just said that, bro? Who just said we love you? Hey, find him, Mei-Ling, and get him out of here, bro.
Right. Ban that motherfucker.
Because it's like, it's certain shit that you like,
on,
wow, how's that love? Like, they just seen you, you know?
Love at first sight.
Okay. Hotel. Do you think love at first sight is like a real thing?
I feel like lust at first sight is a real thing. Like, I feel love is like,
you gotta really get to know somebody.
Yeah.
Lust at first sight?
Yeah, like you could like lust over somebody. But to love
I never thought about that. Lust at first sight. Oh my gosh.
Boom.
Hotel.
OC?
That's very OC. Lust at first sight. Meaning, like, if I see you and you look good, like, I just want to, like, I want to fuck with you, but it's like just because you look.
Yeah.
We'll crash down on that.
Nothing else. You don't know nothing else about me. Just.
That's real.
We're right here with it.
We right here.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's time to take a shot.
Yeah.
Oh,
I agree.
Let's do it. Hey, well, hold on. Wait, where the cups at? Are you trying to get the cups?
Sure.
Can you please?
Yes.
Chief 207, appreciate that. The same ones that we had and shit.
I'm crushing. I'm crushing that shit.
Not today, chat. Y'all chill the fuck out.
Let's get OC.
You hear me though, chat? I had to like talk to my chat real quick, you know. Make sure they right. Those are 2 cups we had?
I think that's yours.
Yeah, nah, it is. Oh, for the chaser.
This one, I drank my chaser already.
For real, I'm gonna grab one more cup and then all right, bet chat. Listen, man. You said, oh yeah, I'm gonna let you pour it this time.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see how you feeling with this right here. Dre on his villain arc. What you mean? Chat, listen, chat. We have to get we at 26. Oh my gosh, we gotta get to 2,900, chat. We gotta get to 20. Matter of fact, let me change it.
I need that 2,900. I need all that.
Let me change it.
Barely get a viewer in this month.
We're going step by step, chat. 50 more, chat. Let's reach these goals, huh? Oh, that's. Oh my gosh.
What?
You on straight bullshit. You was on straight bullshit. But now though, oh, you already took it?
No.
Oh.
That's my chaser.
Yeah.
I need you to pour me some.
Oh, you ain't.
No, my chaser.
Oh, I'm about to say. I'm like, damn, I thought you pulled both of ours. No, listen, I'm high as shit right now. Literally. I just smoked before this. No, I'm absolutely fried. But I'm still good though. Because I've been doing this. You feel me? Alright, let's go.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
How was that a bad shot?
Ooh.
Can you give me the ball back? Thanks.
So look, right? Where you from and shit though? Like, you know?
So I'm from Connecticut.
Connecticut, I heard.
Okay.
I'm a fan. Only out in Connecticut. Let's get crazy out there in CT.
Oh,
right there's a Worcester.
I gotta go to Connecticut.
Worcester. What do they call? How you call?
What
do you call it?
In Connecticut.
All the baddies in Connecticut.
Worcester.
There's a lot of baddies in Connecticut.
X1 Morrow, appreciate that. Okay, cool. I ain't gonna lie, I'm from Maryland, PG County.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know that you said that you lived in VA, right?
I did. I lived in VA for 2 years.
2 years. Time to go to UConn. Oh yeah, UConn is out there, right?
Oh yeah, UConn is out there.
UConn is tough though. Ain't that like a tough ass college team, right, for basketball?
It is, and it's like a huge party school too.
Party school, you been to parties at UConn?
Nah,
for real?
I was gonna say some shit.
It's crazy. Pretty crazy. I'm lying.
Damn. What's the craziest thing you did at a college party?
What's the craziest thing you did at a college party?
Die.
Oh, see? Crashed out at the party. Crashed out on some meat. Accidentally slipped on some dick. Party. College party.
I drank too much. And
I've been slipping some pussy a couple times by accident.
In GTA.
I didn't even know what was happening.
Yeah.
I was drunk.
Alright. Okay. How was your day though?
It was good.
Okay, you look like your day was good.
It was good.
You walked in with great aura, great vibes, great energy.
Thank you. Thank you for noticing.
Lazy Trapper, appreciate that. Welcome to Gotham City, my nigga. So like,
I'm gonna just go.
How's your love life?
Oh.
You know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, little shit like that ain't shit, though. Like, you know.
We're single as fuck.
Single as fuck? I know that's right. I am too.
But depending on who asks.
Oh, tough. So if I was to ask, are you single?
As fuck.
Oh, tough.
As fuck?
And I just seen that finger go in the mouth.
That's actually the TikTok that I made to that audience.
Alright, I can't put it in fucking full screen?
Fucking tough. I ain't gonna lie. Actually, let's view that. Actually, let's go to your TikTok.
She like to wrestle a little bit. I wrestle her down. I pin her to the ground. And
what's your TikTok? Oh my god. Hold on.
Okay.
And I love you. And I need you.
All right, what is it?
Pinky Princess. No I. There it is.
Pinky
Princess. 3 ball, bro.
Pinky Princess. Which one is it?
That one.
This
That's
one?
my spam talk. So scroll down. It is.
Her name is Pinky Princess.
Scroll a little bit more. It's that one with the finger.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back on tomorrow. If anybody's in here, I'll end this shit now.